Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. It's wonderful that you're here with me. I'm so happy to have you here on this beautiful Saturday. It is April 12th and it's 2025. If you're watching this on or rather listening to this on my YouTube channel, you already know that It's the Dazzling of the Light. Or you can just type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star to access my well over 100 clips. They're on many different topics, and it's pretty interesting. If you haven't checked it out, why don't you do so? I think you'll like it. I have a backup channel, also called It's the Dazzling of the Light on YouTube, but you have to type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star 99. And that is just in case. So thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm going to start, like I always do, all of my clips with the 3 opening prayers, which are short, and they're in Sanskrit and Telugu. This is to bless and purify, uplift, and inspire you, me, and this clip. It's the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. Om, Om, Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruvena Namaha. Om Suklam Bhartaram Vishnum, Sashivarnam Chatubhujam, Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Bhurbuva Suvaha Tatsavitur Varinyam Bhako Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachotayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Excellent. So I have a really good and juicy clip here for you all today. And I'm going to try to remember to say it at the end, but please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or if you're listening to this on my other socials, give it a heart, give it a thumbs up, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much in advance. I really appreciate you. This is very timely. It's something that I wanted to put out for a few days, but I really feel the time is right now as people are hit left, hit right, and kind of reeling a little bit from all of the tariff situations from President Trump. So this clip is going to be something very good about that. Like I say, if you've heard my other clips, when I read something on my channels, it isn't because I think it's the only opinion, the only way, the only truth, the only source. When I do this, it's not because I don't know anything about it, so I have to read it from someone else. It's when I see something that I think is stellar and I want to offer it, that I think it's most in alignment with what I not only believe to be true, but have looked at research and looked at other sources and have come to my best conclusion that I can give it a thumbs up. And this is what I've chosen. It's from a wonderful IWNH blue checkmark account on X. And this was from a few days ago. So let's see how far I can get on this. It might get long. I might have to make a part 2, but I think you'll really enjoy it. Kind of shines a light. Controlled demolition of the old guard and their financial power, phase 2. Trump's tariffs as a doomsday weapon against the globalist cabal. Donald Trump's tariffs aren't just about trade balances or protecting American steelworkers. They're a clandestine, all-out assault on a shadowy globalist cabal that has ruled the world for centuries. This cabal, a sinister alliance of EU technocrats, UK elites, and deep state operatives embedded in the US government, have been orchestrating a slow-motion takeover of the planet through free trade, financial manipulation, and secret pacts. Trump, cast as the rogue savior in this wild narrative, is wielding tariffs as his weapon of choice. As one of his weapons of choice, I'll insert there, to bankrupt their empire, expose their treachery, and rewrite the global order. Number one, the Cabal's sinister blueprint. Who they are. The Cabal is an unholy trinity of power. EU bureaucrats who dream of a borderless superstate, UK aristocrats and bankers clinging to post-imperial influence, and the US deep state as a network of unelected officials, intelligence agents, and corporate cronies loyal to globalist ideals over American sovereignty. And if you go I'm interrupting here, but if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see under a series I put up there called The Controllers, you'll find out more about what this cabal is, because it's a hydra. It's a satanic, very, of course, very dark and partly human, but also connected with humanoid and non-human. So it's a whole huge topic there. And you can find out more about that. Like I said, go listen to The Controllers. But I'm just going to go along with this kind of a, simple definition of what has been ruling the world for thousands of years. Okay, back to the reading. Their game plan. For decades, they've weaponized free trade agreements like NAFTA, the TPP, and EU single market policies to bleed America dry. The profits from cheap imports and outsourced jobs flow straight into cabal-controlled banks in Luxembourg, London, and shadow and offshore havens. Their endgame? A one-world government where nations dissolve, currencies merge, and the masses are enslaved under their technocratic boot. And I should say, the one-world government has a one religion, satanic, and it's really not for anyone. If anyone is giving that a thumbs up, I'm sorry, but the mind virus is real, and it's very sad to see beings supporting the ultimate darkness and their own doom, as well as everyone else's, just out of what often seems like willful ignorance. But it really is the truth that the mind virus and TDS, that's real, and it really obstructs a lot. It's like a, triple Vaseline on the eyeballs and the third eye, underneath triple masks, underneath in a soundproof booth. It's sad to see, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, back to the reading. Number 2, tariffs, the economic kill switch. Disrupting the money pipeline, Trump's tariffs slapped on everything from Chinese steel to European cars are a precision strike on the cabal's financial lifeline. By jacking up the cost of imports, he's choking off the billions that flow from American consumers to cabal coffers. Their once lucrative trade schemes are crumbling, and their panic is palpable. Exposing the shadows. Every tariff hike forces cabal-linked corporations to scramble, revealing their hidden whispers in conspiracy circles. Claim Trump's got a secret squad, codename Patriot Ledger, of rogue accountants and cyber sleuths tracing every disrupted dollar back to its cabal source. Offline accounts, shell companies, and money laundering fronts are supposedly being cataloged for a devastating public reveal. Number 3, the control collapse gambit. Crashing the cabal's house of cards. Here's the kicker. Trump isn't just tweaking trade. He's engineering a global economic meltdown on purpose. The tariffs are meant to push the EU and UK economies already frail from Brexit and internal dissent over the edge. Picture it. Stock markets tanking. The euro imploding. London's financial district in flames. Metaphorically or maybe literally, depending on who's telling the story. The reset play. The cabal's wealth is a mirage of inflated stocks, fiat currencies, and debt bubbles. A tariff-triggered collapse would vaporize it overnight. Meanwhile, Trump and his shadowy allies, rumored to include gold-hoarding generals and crypto-savvy tech moguls, are posed to weather the storm, ready to rebuild with a new cabal-free financial system. And I have to interject here because you'll hear in this reading that I'm giving when it talks about, for example, imploding the UK economy and even saying like wiping out the UK. It's not about we the people of the UK. We the people of the UK, like we the people of this earth realm in every country, deserve to stand up, throw off the shackles of this satanic cabal, shrink these, huge, preposterously, overweening government forces that have their boots on the back of the necks of we the people all over the earth realm. And although many times it's disguised as like a helping hand or like thumbs up charity or something good. Nope. So what really needs to be known is, it's like I say, and so often, MAGA, MAGA, Make America Great Again, doesn't just mean Make America Great Again. MAG also stands for magnetism, which is Mother Divine. A for Alpha, which is Father Divine. All of this is far beyond politics. It's coming from the hand of Mother, Father, God. It has been decreed at this apocalypse time, from the Greek, which means the great unveiling, at these end times, which don't mean the end times for humanity, but for the satanic cabal, for the dark ones, the evils, and their hordes of millions and millions of evil minions all over the earth realm. That who it is the end for, not for humanity. Not for humanity. Okay. The reset play. The cabal's wealth is a mirage of inflated stocks, fiat. I already read that. Well, let me read it again. A mirage of inflated stocks, fiat currency, and debt bubbles. A tariff-triggered collapse could vaporize it overnight. Meanwhile, Trump and his shadowy allies, rumored to include gold-hoarding generals and crypto-savvy tech moguls, are poised to weather the storm, ready to rebuild with a new cabal-free financial system. Okay, that bears repeating. Yeah. Okay, 4. Deep state showdown. Purge by proxy. Inside the U.S., the deep state is a house divided. One faction grovels at the cabal's feet, sabotaging Trump with leaks and red tape. The other, a nationalist splinter group, secretly backs him. The tariffs are a trap. Every bureaucrat or spook who fights them gets flagged as a cabal stooge. Word on the dark web is that Trump's got military intelligence running a parallel operation, wiretaps, sting ops, the works, to root them out. The takedown. Once the tariffs do their damage abroad, the domestic purge kicks into high gear. Think mass arrests, televised confessions, and, in quotes, clean slate for the government, all orchestrated under the chaos of a trade war smokescreen. The cabal, masters of the matrix. Picture a cabal so powerful that it makes the Illuminati look like amateurs. And I'm going to interrupt this reading to say the Illuminati is under the umbrella of the cabal. The satanic ruling cabal is like a rotten hydra, octopus with many, many tentacles. So I can't differentiate that myself, but I'm just going to read what is in this reading. But anyway, let me go on. The EU's unelected bureaucrats dream of a borderless superstate, enforcing their will through regulations disguised as progress. Boy, isn't that the truth. The UK's elite, bankers, lords, and Brexit double-crossers hoard wealth in London's gilded towers, pulling strings from the ashes of empire. Across the Atlantic, the deep state, a web of spooks, bureaucrats, and corporate puppets, serves this globalist hydra over America's soul. Their plan? Free trade as a Trojan horse. Fled the U.S. with cheap goods, siphon profits to offshore vaults, and dissolve sovereignty into a corporate dystopia. Controlled chaos. The big reset. Here's the wild twist. Trump's playing 4D chess to crash the system on purpose. The tariffs aim to tank the EU and UK economies, already wobbly from Brexit and infighting, into a smoldering ruin. Euro collapses, markets bleed, and cabal wealth evaporates as their debt-soaked empire implodes. Meanwhile, Trump's inner circle, gold-stacking generals, crypto barons, brace for the fallout, ready to reboot with a new cabal-free order. Think debt forgiveness, central banks gutted, and a gold or blockchain currency rising from the ashes. The cabal's worst nightmare. Their mirage of power wiped out in a tariff-fueled firestorm. Deep state purge, the inside job. In D.C., the deep state split. One faction grovels to the cabal, leaking and lawyering against Trump. The other, a patriot sleeper cell, feeds him intel. Tariffs are the bait. Every traitor who fights them gets marked. Dark web rumors say military intelligence is running a shadow op. Wiretaps, strings, the works. Wiretaps, stings, the works to bag the rats. Post-collapse, the purge hits. Mass arrests, live-streamed confessions, and a government reborn. The tariffs? Just the spark for this reckoning. EU and UK, cabal's crumbling bastions. The EU is a globalist lab. Its trade rules, a noose on nations. Trump's tariffs on cars and wine are dynamite at its foundations, pushing Germany and France to breaking points. If they crack, the bloc shatters and the cabal's dream dies. In the UK, pro-EU elites plot a return to the fold and let's see. I got off this page here. They plot a return to the fold, but Trump's export taxes are just a warning shot. Stay free or sink. London's financial lords tremble as their schemes unravel. Yeah, they do. Endgame. Tariffs are step one to torching globalist pillars. WTO, IMF, World Bank, all cabal tools. With their wealth gone and power broken, Trump unveils his reset, a nationalist world, unshackled from their grip. The EU and UK become relics, cautionary tales of greed. America rises, sovereign and strong, while the cabal's ashes scatter. Now, once again, I have to interject here because it's not about the UK becoming a relic. I want the EU to become a relic. It's so satanic and foul. It should go up and just smoke. But the United Kingdom is full of the wonderful we the people of many countries, and they all deserve to claim their sovereignty, to have small government that, that they pay and that, does the tasks that need to be done, to govern any country, any nation. But they're not in control. They're servants of the people. And this is what is worth fighting for. This is what is so hard to, I can't bother to explain it to people, like I said, that have the mind virus or TDS or just are incredibly MK Ultra and they can't even come out of it. But it wouldn't be worthwhile. Like, picture this. Picture there's like a kid's party and like, or any gathering, and there's one person that's getting everything. Not even like a kid's birthday, just, a regular party or social gathering, and one kid gets everything, is just getting overwhelmed with every kind of treasure, gifts, monies, every single thing, and no one else is getting anything, or barely anything. Maybe they're getting some like, little peppermint candies or something, like really like nothing. Is that, unless that kid is, or that person, I'm using a kid analogy, but has no heart, like is like a sociopath or psychopath, is that kid going to be so happy and be able to enjoy after the first shock of like pleasure wears off, like, wow, I get all this stuff? Is that kid going to be able to enjoy all that stuff when all of his friends and all the people all around and family members and everything, like make it like a big group, don't get anything? No. That is just the mindset of darkness, of upside downness. So it's not, once again, Make America First is not about so that America has everything and everyone else is like, you don't get anything. That is such a devilish and psychotic supposition to even put over on the patriots of my country and the patriots of really that are rising up, that are assisting America, and we are assisting them in this great cleanup of Earth realm. No. It's just not even worth talking about. That's just very twisted, and that's not what's happening here. But it does take people understanding what has been going on And many people are willfully ignorant. They don't want to look into it. They just want to keep watching TV and believing the mockingbird media and reading the rags like the Washington Post or the New York Times, or, just ridiculous um, lying jackals that have been part and parcel of extending the cabal's arm of control over all the sheeples, all the little sheep people that we have posed as for far too long, because that's not what we are. So it's a huge wake-up time. But every birth has labor pains, so we are in the birthing of something incredible and new and amazing. But what's really worthy doesn't just come super easy all the time, does it? No, there's a true, determined blood, sweat, and tears involved. Right? Yes. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Hit the notification bell. Why not join my YouTube channels? Thank you. I like to end this clip with a closing prayer, which is in Sanskrit and Telugu. What I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Wonderful. Happy new moon. It's the happy full moon. It's the peak day of the full moon, a pink moon. I'm enjoying it so much. It's beautiful. I wanted to divert a little bit on here, but now I'm ending this clip, so I'm not going to. But it's important. I've spoken about it a little bit before in some of my other clips, but it's important to understand that what we're talking about, America, make America great again. America was compromised in the very beginning, and most Americans don't even know that, even though they're becoming more aware that our country was hijacked in 1871 and turned into a corporation owned by the globalist European banksters like the Rothschilds and Crown of London and the like. But they're unaware that the founding fathers even were not so squeaky clean as is believed. So really, America is really that idea. It's really, our Constitution, our real Constitution, not the one that was subbed in after 1871, but the real one is an amazing work. And it is really about having all the places on earth have their own resources instead of having them getting stolen by empire builders. Let them have their resources. Let everyone have the natural wealth that Mother, Father, God bestowed upon them, as well as the inner wealth, knowing your own worth and standing up and not allowing you think, oh, that's the law. If it's just an order of Satanism, something like the communist structure, which communism is Satanism. If you don't believe me, if you don't know that, just check out Lenin, Marx, etc. They were all communists and they were all Satanists. So God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and hugs to you and yours. I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.